All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Monday AMA. Today we have some pretty cool things to share, and we're going to go over them here in a minute. But firstly, hope everybody had a good weekend. Definitely not a dull moment in crypto whatsoever. Yeah, it's always something interesting going on, especially with all this FTX stuff we've been dealing with for the past few days. It's definitely one of the biggest news stories in the entire year. So yeah, I mean that's still advancing as it goes, and I'm actually enjoying all the drama. It's kind of like watching a movie and a TV show at the same time. So um, obviously it's horrible for anybody involved, but anyway, we'll leave that where it is and let the people who are involved with that deal with that. We've got a bunch of other things that we're involved with, and we have to address and deal with that stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. Very, very big month coming up for Shibadoge and the Burn token. Where we have as you guys know, we have a pretty big event planned for the end of the month. Today, we actually made a announcement on Twitter, kind of hinting out a little bit of what to expect. We have 8 similar announcements coming up that will pretty much be giving a lot more detail. There's a lot on the table for grabs for people with the events that we're bringing to the table. As you guys can see, if you're paying attention to the Telegram over the weekend, we did see some substantial growth in the project, and people opening new positions in the project despite the current state of the market, which is a very, very bullish sign and the bullish indicator on my end. Always back to what I say is, as long as we're growing, it doesn't matter what the state of the market is, whether it's bear or bull. We just know that we're getting our job done and we're doing it effectively as we're being able to bring new people in, and as we're being able to retain the people who are already in, and not just that, continue to bring value and provide things that people find useful in the space. So with the events that are going to be happening, it's going to be extremely, extremely eye-opening for a lot of people, especially for people who have had Shibadoge on the sideline, watching Shibadoge from the sidelines. A lot of people have been waiting for an opportunity to open a position, whether they're looking for a right price, whether they're looking for a right deal, whether they're looking for a right catalyst, whatever they're looking for, right? So what this week-long event that we're planning to bring to the table, which is pretty much finalized, what the whole goal of the event is to actually target a lot of those people, especially the bigger whales and the bigger people who have been waiting on the sidelines, and kind of entice them to take that leap of faith and come in to the project. So even if the amount of those big whales that we're trying to target are not super high, we're still trying to target newer people around the globe, as retail people, to come into the project and learn about the project, and also learn about everything we have to offer. We're definitely going to end the year off extremely, extremely strong with a bang. That is something that we want to keep as a tradition in the Shibadoge ecosystem. We definitely want to end every year with a bang and start the new year with a bang as well. So, as many of you guys also know, we've been kind of hinting out that the Burn project has some developments in order too. I do want to have a Burn orientated AMA pretty soon, probably within the next few weeks. When I say next few weeks, I just want to finish this November event off, because all eyes and ears are supposed to be focused on the entire event that we're putting together. And then after that's said and over with, I am really excited to kind of like sit down and do a briefing as to what to expect with Burn and what the future holds for Burn, because Burn is something that I'm extremely passionate about, and I know a lot of people are also extremely passionate about it. And Burn right now in the current state has a ton of resources in order to actually help jumpstart it and kind of bring the whole plan to life. Obviously, the wallets are all public on Burn. You guys could go in there and see all the resources that Burn has. It's got a ton. It's got hundreds of thousands of dollars that are, at its disposal for development, for marketing, for burns, for growth, for you name it, right? There's a lot of things that can be brought to the table. And as we get closer to putting a plan together and a presentation together for you guys, it gets me more and more excited. But I don't want to get too sidetracked because there is a big November event happening, and that is our main focus right now, and that is going to be the main event pretty much of this month, right? So after that's all said and done, and after we start discussing a lot of what to expect for December as well, we'll go into a whole conversation about things. A lot of you guys might also be wondering about the Mint Mondays and Mint Thursdays that we've been doing. So right now, since we are all hands on deck into kind of like promoting the token projects and the coin projects and bringing everybody in for the event and kind of like, introducing some of these new catalysts that we have coming, we decided to kind of put a little bit of a pause on the minting on the new mints, probably for a couple of weeks, maybe like another 2 weeks, just so we can actually have everyone more focused on the coin and everyone more focused on the project, the token projects. I'm being fully transparent with you guys, and we could have still opened up minting at any time. It doesn't hurt us or it doesn't benefit us in any way, but the reason why we're kind of holding off on opening it is because, one, it creates a little bit of scarcity. Just being fully transparent with you guys, right? Creates a little bit of scarcity. Two, it won't confuse newer people that are coming into the project. And three, okay, so look, why I kind of want to focus on number two, why it won't confuse new people coming into the new project, into the project as new people, is because when new investors come, a lot of times they're kind of like trying to decide, oh, should they get the token or should they get the NFT or what? In my opinion, they're both, to me, they're the same. And to me, they're both good choices, right? But I also think it's like, you should definitely, if you're trying to get into the Shibadoge ecosystem and the Shibadoge project, and you don't own any Shibadoge assets or whatever, you should definitely go for the OG things first, right? Get the tokens, get the burn token, get the Shibadoge token, and then kind of like take the next step up, evolve yourself, and grab some NFTs and kind of like use the utility for the NFTs. You obviously could do it in any order you want, but that's the order that I like, and that's the order that I kind of like see it fit to make the most sense. But everyone does it differently, and there are people who just own NFTs and that's it, and through those NFTs they were able to kind of like create a position in the token itself too by staking it and getting a whole bunch of tokens every season. So either way works, but right now the whole point of the marketing that we're going to be trying to do and the whole angle that we're trying to go with is to bring people into the token project, because it's no secret that the NFT winter is much colder than the token winter is, even though they're both pretty cold right now. So yeah, I mean, the focus is there. We'll open minting back up very, very soon, and we have a lot of crazy stuff to share about the NFTs too. Sometime in December, whether it's like mid-December or a little bit towards, probably mid-December, we'll have another Shibadoge NFT AMA. And by then, we should be able to showcase a bunch of new sneak peeks. We'll be able to showcase what we're calling an EFT, which obviously you guys haven't heard before because it's something that we created, and a name that we created as well too. So EFT, what does it stand for? Equipable Fungible Token. Why are we calling it an equipable fungible token? Is because it's going to come with a variety of equipables, a variety of ways you can actually interact with your NFT, a variety of ways you can actually have others interact with your NFTs too, and just a whole cool UX, UI, interactable station on our website where your NFTs can be able to kind of be a part of an ecosystem, right? So there will be a lot of ways for you to interact and a lot of ways for you to progress your NFTs. So EFT is what we're calling it. Hopefully it becomes a adopted standard in the space, and we see a lot of people adopting the whole vision of it, because it is a very, very cool concept, and it is a very revolutionary concept in our opinion. Definitely one of the first of its kinds. I haven't really seen anything like it before, so I'm not saying it doesn't exist, because you never know. It's a big world and there's a lot of tech out there, but I just haven't seen it yet. So we're very excited to show you guys how it works. Very excited to show you guys the sneak peeks. We're very excited to show you guys how literally everything is going to be working on it. And I think we talked about this on the Twitter Spaces, but the scarcity of the Shibadoge NFTs itself, the bread versions, are going to be, it's going to be pretty hard to mint out more than 5,000 of them, for example, just because of the way that the pairings are set up, right? Like you have to have a pair in order to breed it, in order to get a Shibadoge NFT. And the way that it's spread out across different wallets, and a lot of people don't own pairs or the same amount of pairs. Some of those NFTs are going to go unminted for a very long time. So it's going to be interesting to see how the supply does over time. And I'm speculating. I'm thinking maybe we'll get like 3,000 to 4,000 right on launch day or launch week of people actually breeding and getting those Shibadoge NFTs out there. But then after that threshold is met, it's going to definitely slow down, and supply is going to be, growing slowly, just because, like I said, the way that the wallets are set up for people, and their pairs not matching or whatever. So it's definitely really cool. I also had somebody message me and ask me a question. I just want to clarify this so no one's confused. They kind of misunderstood and thought that you need to have the same ranks in order to breed. That's not true. You could breed any rank together, as you could breed a private and a general. You could breed a general and a general. You could breed, everything is cross breedable, right? So you don't have to have two of the same ranks in order to breed. There is different outcomes that we'll get into and announce, which I'm sure we already kind of talked about in previous AMAs, but there are different outcomes by breeding different ranks and generals and whatever. So we'll talk about that during the whole presentation. But super excited, man! Super excited for what this month is working up to be. And honestly, just the weekend alone gave me a lot of confidence moving forward, knowing that there are still people who are actually very passionate about what we have going on here, and very passionate about what the future holds. So, those are the people that we're excited to have on board, and those are the people that we're very excited to continue developing and building stuff for. And I mean, just super grateful, man. Very, very grateful. But let's open up the floor. Let's take some questions. I'll catch a breath in the meantime. Anybody?
So, Leo, this is Jalil.
Hey, what's up, bro?
I think there's a question online from Elon Vitaling. Could you repeat what the EFT is and just kind of give what you can in terms of what it's going to do?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, so the EFT is pretty much kind of like the same thing as the NFT, right? That we all know so much about, except that it has a lot of key differences. So with your traditional NFT, you can't modify the way it looks. You can't modify the traits. You can't modify the rankings. You can't modify a lot of things, right? With EFT, it's got a lot of extra features that NFTs don't have, right? Which you'll be able to, like, let's say there's a hat that you like. You can actually get that hat and equip it onto your NFT, and the image of that NFT will be updated with the hat that you like, or the trait that you like, or the rank that you like, or whatever, right? So a fully customizable deck, pretty much, of what you guys will be able to get and do with your NFTs moving forward, right? So it won't be, once you mint it, it'll be the same thing for the rest of its lifespan. We're taking that out of the question, and we're making it so that people can actually customize their NFTs the way that they love it and the way that they want it to look like, right? So I think that's super important, because if people own NFTs, they want to own the ones that they visually like and the ones that they visually are pleased by. And not just that, but the equipables can actually also open many doors in the future for the development of the project and the progression of the project, because we're going to be introducing a variety of different ways for people to actually progress in the storyline. Whether that's being quests or missions or games or the animated series with the comic books and a lot of different things, and creates a lot of potential for cross collaboration with bigger projects too. Think of it like this: if we were to strike a deal with another project, let's say Bored Ape, for example, and we approach Bored Ape and say, "Hey guys, we have a dynamic ENFT, and we'd love to do a partnership with you guys in the sense where we can adopt one of your guys' traits, right? Let's say, one of their coats or one of their glasses or something like that, something that is, part of their project, and say, hey, we're bringing this on board as an equipable. It'll be able to offer you guys a lot of exposure to our community, and your community will get exposure to our community, and just something that will be great for the space of Web3 and kind of help us advance the way people kind of unite in the space as well too. So for a lot of projects, it's a lot of great marketing potential and a lot of great potential to actually be involved with tons of different projects in the future, just because of the ability for us to be able to do cross collaborations with them and be able to bring some of their favorite traits into the universe of Shibadoge, right? So that's one avenue. There's a lot of ways where equipable NFTs and dynamic NFTs are going to be able to be useful in the future. But those are just the things that we could start off with, and the ways that people are going to get used to and get used to associating themselves with these dynamic NFTs. So I do have a feeling that if this does take off the way that we'd hope for it to, and the industry kind of adopts it as a method of bringing new products to life, then I can really see ENFTs growing and being a dominant leader in the space. And it would be really cool to have the first project out there. Like imagine CryptoPunks were the first NFT project out there, one of the first NFT projects out there, and just because of that title, they're valued at extreme values. I think they're like a 65, 66 ETH floor right now, and they offer no utility other than just the nostalgia of them being the first project in the space. So there is a certain title that comes with being the first in anything, and I'm not like betting on that to be the end all be all, but it's just cool to have that title anyway, right? Why not? So yeah, I think that this definitely opens a lot of new doors for us moving forward.
So thank you. So Leo, I know you jumped into the AMA, but I know there's a lot of questions or talk out there on exchanges. Can you just help the community understand what it means more around not your seed phrase, not your crypto, and why is it
Yeah,
important?
definitely.
Yes, we know exchanges are critical, but why is it important where possible for them to hold a piece to their crypto?
Okay, cool. That's a great question. And I love talking about this because this is something that is probably one of the most important things for you to take seriously if you want to be involved in this space. And before I even get into the whole exchange thing, number one, it comes with the whole security thing, because you need to be able to, you need to be the one, the individual that takes care of your own security on the pretty much decentralized side of things, right? And what I mean by that is you need to take the time. It doesn't take long. It takes probably like an hour of your time for you to research and be able to understand how to protect yourself online on Web3. And it's very simple. Number one rule is never share your seed phrase. Number two rule, don't save your seed phrase online, or don't save it on your computer. Write it down on a piece of paper and store it somewhere that only you have access to. Number three, don't hold your tokens in any exchange that you don't have to. And I'll get into that here in a second. But just be very careful, because guys, this is your assets. This is your hard-earned money that you guys are holding on to in a sense, and you don't want to have a little slip up and have some random people who are out there up to no good trying to scam people send you a bad link and you click on it and get completely wiped out. That's the absolute worst case scenario. Whether you lose $50 or whether you lose $50 million, it still feels horrible. Obviously, if you lose 50 million, you're going to feel a lot worse. But regardless, is what I'm saying is do not get scammed. And what we saw happen with FTX and what we saw happen with Celsius and what we saw happen with Voyager, and there's a couple other different exchanges out there. They all went bankrupt. And why did they go bankrupt? Because here's why. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You can have all the money in the world. That doesn't change the fact that you can still make bad decisions with that money. It just, those decisions are amplified when you have more money. A bad decision is 100 times worse when you have $10 billion that you're managing. So, it was good concepts ran by bad ideas and bad decisions by people who were way in over their head. And that's the thing. It's like, if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. Jalav just said it before I did, but if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. And what I mean by that is if you don't own your assets on your own decentralized wallet, like MetaMask, like Trust Wallet, like Ledger, like Trezor, which I really recommend getting a Ledger or a Trezor. They're both the same for me. I like both and I use both. But if you don't own it on a decentralized wallet like that and you hold it on an exchange, if anything happens to that exchange, whether they go out of business, whether they get hacked, whether they go bankrupt, whether anything, you're going to lose that money. You're 100% going to lose all of that money if you hold it on an exchange that goes down. So that's the number one thing that you guys should take seriously in this space, is to be able to learn and educate yourself on how to move your assets to a decentralized location and hold them there. And kind of be able to recognize if something sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. If these exchanges are telling you, hey, what X, Y, and Z, you guys come hold your Bitcoin, hold your ETH, hold your Shibadoge in our exchange, and we'll give you, 10% APY, and we'll give you guys all these bonuses and this and that. That should already raise a red flag for a lot of you people, and you guys should already know, like, if it sounds too good to be true, then there's a very, very good chance it is. And that's what these this is what those people who are illegitimate in the space, that's how they hook a lot of customers in. And they say, hey, we're giving you guys all this APY, we're giving you guys all this rewards and this and that just for holding on our exchange. They can only support that for so long. And when they're betting with other people's money and kind of hedging it against other people's money and doing like this whole Ponzi-nomics thing with their exchanges, it's putting everybody at risk that's using that exchange. So keep your eyes open for that. My number one recommendation is to use an exchange for what it's built for. And what an exchange is built for is for you to be able to get fiat in and get crypto out. But that's what you should use it for. Don't hold your crypto there. Just do your transactions, move your crypto out into a decentralized wallet, sleep better at night, and don't worry about getting wrecked, right? So that's just, that's my 2 cents, guys. And I could talk about it all day, but I mean, I really think I got the whole point through.
So I have a question for you all. I know you guys are very adamant about putting our coins on ledgers and cold storage wallets, which I'm all for. I know I've posted in the chat a few times that there should be a tutorial video on like instructions of how for people to put the Shibadoge onto the ledger and to move stuff around. Because I know a lot of people, I have a hard time with it, and I've been in this space for a very long time. And so I can only imagine those that don't understand are probably just standing there staring at the ledger, the cold wallet, and just at you know, they're stuck. They're at a brick wall. They don't know what to do.
Right, they're intimidated. Yeah. Okay.
I think it would be beneficial if there was a video made. I know Roof posted one up after last time I brought it up, which was just kind of like the basic setup. I don't know if there's a way to do a video with how to get Shibadoge onto that and some of the other altcoins, you know, that people may have that aren't easy to just move over. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, so I mean, that's not a bad idea for one of our informational like videos that we have on YouTube. So I'll actually write that down and see if we could get something like that made for you all. I mean, I'm sure that's extremely helpful to a lot of people. So yeah, thanks for the recommendation, man. I think that's a really good idea for a video. And for anybody who doesn't want to hold their tokens on a ledger, but they still want to use a ledger to protect their MetaMask or their Trust wallet, there are ways for you to use a ledger to be like a two-factor authentication just to get into your MetaMask. And you could still hold everything on your MetaMask on your computer or whatever. You would just need to have like a ledger code every time you want to access your MetaMask on the computer too. So there are ways to set that up, and that's another option too. Any way you look at it, the more verification ways there are for you to protect your wallets, the better. But Johnny, yeah, definitely, man, good recommendation, and I'll circle back with Max and our video team and see what it would take for us to get a video like that out to you guys and how long it'll take, because I do know there are a couple of videos in production right now, so we'll squeeze that in and, you know, see if we could prioritize it before some of the other ones that are coming out.
Cool, man. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Keep up the good work as always.
Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate you. And then also, guys, this week, not tomorrow, because tomorrow I have a pretty hectic day, just because of the whole funeral and stuff that I have to go to. But after tomorrow, I think what I'll do is, because since we have a lot of things coming up for this next couple of weeks, especially towards the end of the month, I'll actually be hosting like mini AMAs every single day, kind of throughout the week. So I'll come in with like some random announcements and kind of you know, just surprise you guys here and there, or we'll just talk about like, you know, just anything, because you know, I've had instances where I just hop into the Telegram and, you know, there's like, you know, 10, 15, 20 people, whatever, just hanging out in VC, and we have some really cool, some really in-depth and deep conversations with people regarding, you know, many different topics. So I think what we'll do this week is I'll try to get mini AMAs in throughout the entire week besides tomorrow. So tomorrow I might be a little bit MIA just because I have that personal stuff going on, but yeah, expect to see a lot of advancements coming up this week and a lot of announcements coming up this week too. I know we were saying that we're going to start doing the announcements on the 19th leading up into the 25th, but we might change that up and start announcing things a little bit earlier, just because it'll be easier for us to market certain things for, you know, an extra couple of days. So, you know, that extra couple of days of marketing those certain events can definitely help us out a ton. So expect a few more announcements to come this week. And like we have 500 quints of Shibadoge up for grabs. We're doing like 35K in giveaways. We've got a whole bunch of things that we're super excited to announce, and you know, give you guys the whole spiel on how to participate and how to be involved in all that. So keep your eyes open for that. Keep your eyes open for a bunch of pinned messages, because, you know, whatever, if I do have an announcement, we will tweet about it and we will pin it in the chat too. So you don't have to be in the AMA to hear about it. You'll hear about it as things come out. So definitely super exciting week for us, man. Month, actually. Yeah, definitely. I know there's a typo. There's a typo on on the poll. It says that the voting ends on November 8th, but I think it was supposed to be 18th. So just disregard the 8 and pretend there's a 1 in front of it. But yeah, please go and vote for Burn. Burn won on week 2, which was amazing. You guys did an amazing job, and that's what it's all about. You know, we all came together as a community and we pushed through, and we took that W. So we'll continue to do that. And I mean, it looks like people are super excited for Burn. And I mean, considering the market cap that Burn is at right now, I mean, you could get like a max wallet, or now I'm sorry, not a max wallet, but a top 25 wallet for like right around $5,000, which is pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. Uh, you know, like a max wallet or a top 25 wallet in Shibadoge at the 250 mil market cap was worth a ridiculous amount of money. And I mean, I'm not trying to predict anything or anything like that, but all I can say is I know that, you know, both of our projects that we have in the ecosystem right now are projects that are heavy hitters in the space and are projects that are here to stay. And when there are things that are here to stay, that means that there is a future for it and a potential for it and um, uh, a demand for it in a sense, right? So, you know, that's all I'm saying is that we are getting very creative with the way we're doing things and the way that we're moving forward and the way that we're bringing a lot of life into the projects that we currently run. And I think the potential of growth is it outweighs a lot of other negative things, and that really paves a green road ahead for, you know, the advancements and the things that the future holds. So super excited, man. I'm super excited, and I mean, people look at the crypto market right now, and you know, some people get scared and some people get excited just because of you know, how things are looking. It all depends what kind of person you are. You may look at it and kind of be fearful, or you might be a person like me and look at it and be like, hey, these are amazing deals right now, and you know, let me start slowly building a portfolio in, you know, X, Y, and Z. So that's what I like to do. I like to look for opportunities and you know, capitalize on those opportunities. So I mean, I'm not telling anybody to be like me, but I'm just sharing, you know, how I did things and, you know, some of the things that worked for me and some of the things that didn't work for me in the past. So just keep your eyes open, guys. Keep your eyes open, because there are some big plays that are happening in the space of crypto right now, especially with the whole downfall of FTX. What that'll do is it'll take out all of the faker uh, people, projects, exchanges, whatever. It'll show you who's real and who's here to stay and who's continuing to build. And it'll show you who was in it for the bad reasons. And, you know, even doesn't matter how big you are, you could be as big as FTX and, you know, be worth multi-billions of dollars. If you're not doing it right and you're not doing it with a good heart and you're not doing it for other people, you're not going to make it. And unfortunately, you know, FTX, as big a exchange they were very greedy, very selfish, and they weren't doing anything for anybody other than themselves. And that was their downfall, and that was their biggest mistake. Obviously, there's a lot of other things involved in between that, but why I think our projects will be different and successful is because we do it with a clean heart. We do it for other people, and we want to make the space a better place for everybody moving forward, especially with how new it is. And it really does hurt, and it really does set us back when, you know, things like this happen, when reputable companies decide to, you know, screw over a ton of people. It puts a bad rap for the whole space, but you know, it's projects like us that have to come up and stand up for the space and kind of, you know, show people and show the greater public, the broader public, that there are good projects out there. There are good people out there who are building things that people can benefit from and use and utilize. So that's just the name of the game, man. You know, just survive and outpace. And it's a chess game. It's definitely chess. And if we get caught playing checkers, we'll lose. So I rather take it slow, take my time, but get that checkmate. Any other questions, guys? If there's anything, you know, feel free feel free to speak up. I do have a few more minutes, and then I gotta, like I said, I have to do a shorter AMA today because I have a little family thing that I have to attend today and tomorrow, especially tomorrow. Tomorrow I have to go to a funeral, and tonight is like a viewing and memorial thing, which is the reason why we did our AMA a bit earlier this week, an hour earlier. So I do have a couple more minutes. So if anybody has anything that they want to bring to the spotlight, here's your chance. Yeah, don't trust any DMs. If anybody DMs you first, always question it. Always, just if anyone DMs you first pretending to be part of our team, it is more than likely not us. And you should 100% be careful and 100% double check everything, and voice your concerns in the public chat where people can help you out there too. So yeah, I mean, if you have any questions, Roof is always there to help. I'm here to help. Definitely reach out if you have questions. But if it does have to do with security things and setting up your wallet and stuff, a lot of that is pretty general public information that these companies that provide those wallets, they have all that information on their websites too, and that's the best source where you could get your information. Because if you ask me something and I accidentally tell you the wrong thing and lock you out of your wallet forever, you're going to blame me for it, and I don't want to be blamed for anything like that. So always be sure to kind of try to educate yourself with the resources that these people have on their own websites, because that's where you will get the 100% accurate information. Yeah. Yep. YouTube is your friend. And a lot of these YouTube videos are made by, those companies themselves. Like Ledger has a bunch of amazing YouTube videos. Trezor has a bunch of amazing YouTube videos that you can watch, and they break down in detail everything that you want to know. So if you have any question that comes up, you could literally just type it up on their website or on YouTube, and they have a video explaining it from their own mouth, right? So that's the safest way you could go about it.
Hey Leo, it's me, Chibo. I got a question.
Go for it, brother. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well, man. How about yourself? I don't know if it's been mentioned or not. Maybe I missed this or not. Have we released a date of when are we the breeding for the NFTs are going to be happening, or
the breeding of the NFTs? Did you ask?
Yeah,
we will announce a date. So there's like a couple things that we're waiting on in order to actually get a full deadline date in order. We know roughly around when it'll be done, but we want to make sure that it's done first before we kind of like throw a date out there. And I'll tell you guys what the stuff that we're waiting on is. It's the back end stuff, which is the visuals for the website, the whole breeding component visuals, and like the UX design. We have mock-ups of it, and the team that's building it out shared a pretty rough draft with us just last week. They're getting very, very close to finishing the thing off, but it's going to be a quality looking product, and it's going to be a quality looking page, and that's taking a bit of time to get done. But once that's done, then we'll start rolling out the next phase, which would be kind of putting the whole launch campaign together. And once we have the launch campaign together, we'll be able to, release a official date as to when you'll be able to actually breed those NFTs. And it'll happen right before season 3 is out. So that's the closest accurate date I could give you until we actually have a date set in stone. But yeah, we're aiming for a December date.
sounds good. Thank you, Leo. Thank you and the team, man.
Yeah, of course, brother. Appreciate it.
Did you just tell us that season 3 is going to be starting in December? Is that what I heard?
We're
not
aiming,
supposed to say
man.
nothing.
We're aiming. Look, I'll be fully transparent with you guys. We're aiming to do everything for, in time for the anniversary. Whether we achieve that deadline or not, we're working extremely hard and we're extremely focused to be able to try to meet that deadline, because we just think it'll be cool and it'll be a nice catalyst for our anniversary as well. So, I mean, that's what we're trying to reach. And I mean, as we get a little bit closer, we'll be able to have a definite timeline. But right now, it's up in the air whether we'll make it on the exact date or not. So, we'll definitely update you. We're really close around that time frame.
Sweet. Now, question: how many hints have been put out thus far regarding Easter egg hunt stuff? Is there a number of hints that you can label that have been out? Obviously, you don't tell us what they are, but just out of curiosity, how many hints there have been, or how many hints we can expect, or whatever?
Yeah, definitely. So when we do the introduction of the scavenger hunt, there will be riddles and there will be different ways for you guys to participate and kind of break things down. And you guys will be able to play as a team and create teams and try to solve it all together rather than one person solving it by themselves. So we are going to be able to allow that. So I can't tell you how many hints are already out there just yet, because as the riddles come out and as the riddles develop, it might be stuff that happened right on launch day. Somebody might have to go and scroll all the way down to the first tweet that we have to get that answer or whatever. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just giving examples. Don't go and scroll all the way down Twitter right now. You're not going to find anything, but you get what I'm saying. It's there will be different ways like that, and then there will be different hints and different stuff that are released as the scavenger hunt progresses. So it's going to be a fun little interaction, and it's going to be something that will challenge you guys, and I think you guys will have some fun being involved with that.
Sweet, nice. And then one more question: how are any updates on the sculptures? I know they take some time to be done.
Yeah, so if you have any questions on that, just reach out on Twitter, and I think somebody had reached out to Max the other day, and he sent them an update. It's taking a little bit of time to get done, but there are some renders of them, and there are some of them that have already been started on. So if yours happens to be that one, feel free to message us on Twitter, and Max or somebody on our Twitter squad will actually reply back there and send you guys an update as to what the state of your sculpture is.
Cool. Right on, man. Thank you.
For sure, man.
Yes, sir. Keep it up. You guys are amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, Leo.
What's up, Debo?
Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, quick question. Appreciate all the hard work, even during this bear market. Been probably the most consistent devs among the few other cryptos that I'm in, and it just speaks volumes, because anyone can have a project during a bull market, but just building from the ground floor up during this bear market really makes a statement with all the amazing stuff you guys have going on. So appreciate that. But yeah, no, my question is, I missed the first 15 minutes, unfortunately. It was working. Is there a Monday deal, or are we pausing that? I heard about the EFTs or something like that, and that's
right.
Awesome. Right. But I missed I heard you say something about maybe it was pausing, or there's something you guys are.
Yeah. Okay. So we're having a small little pause on it, bro. And the reason why we're doing that is because we, this whole campaign that we're doing for this month, it's very token orientated and very token focused. Even though the NFTs have a big part and a big play into everything right now too, we just want to be able to have a token focused campaign with this. So we're just gonna have minting pause for the next couple of weeks until this whole campaign is said and done with, and then we'll release it's a nice killer deal, special mint Monday, whatever you guys want to call it, for when we open the minting back up. And hopefully we could create a little bit of more excitement around the NFTs as well too, to outside people and to newer people who don't know about the project just yet. But obviously there's just a ton of catalysts coming up for the tokens itself, and we want to be able to make sure that we can highlight a lot of what's going on the token end, and then after that's all said and done, we'll be able to bring the NFT mints back to life and focus more on that as well, on that end too, because leading up to season 3, there's just so much focus going to be happening on the NFT side of things too. We don't want to just make it seem like we don't balance that whole focus out, right? So this is why we're doing it this way.
Okay, for sure, man. Like I said, I missed the first 10 to 15 minutes, so I knew you said something about that, but I didn't quite hear it. So, okay, sounds good, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Of course, bro. Yeah, man. And just keep your eyes open, in the Telegram chats and stuff. If there are any advancements or if there are any mint days announced, we'll definitely be sure to give you guys a heads up beforehand, so you don't have to get surprised or anything like that.
Cool.
But don't sleep on Burn.
Don't sleep on him, man. Don't sleep on. That's one of my favorite quotes for Burn. That's the thing, man. It's once 2023 comes around, we do have a lot of plans, and like I said earlier in this AMA, Burn does have a lot of resources to its name in order to help it grow and in order to help it become a top tier project in the future. It's not cheap and it's not easy to grow a project, and I can confidently say that Burn has a ton of potential to grow, and it has the resources to support its growth as well, and we're excited for what the future holds.
We were saying a few days ago that there's no way that we can keep this under our hat any longer. It's going to get out, and I think we're headed in the right direction for that.
100%, man. 100%. We look. One thing about us is we don't like to fabricate anything, and we like everything to happen organically. What we learned about this market is when people fabricate stuff and hype things up for no reason and then under deliver, it just creates nothing but negativity. So what we want to do is do the opposite, over deliver and hype things up as they're coming out and as needed. I don't ever want to overhype anything. I only shoot the truth and literally just hype up what we know for a fact is coming and what we know is going to be expected. There are a lot of projects out there that will drop a 1 minute long, super crazy trailer about a game that looks like, was developed by people who made Call of Duty or something. And then they'll come out with, the lamest looking game out there. And everyone's like, what the hell? We don't do that. We don't want to do that. Everything we do, we like to do it proper. And we like the organic growth. That's the only way we will see true success is through the organic growth, because that's when it's real. It's not all that mumbo jumbo hocus pocus hype stuff. So that's what we thrive to do, man.
Yeah, as long as I think the community can see your guys' vision and have your guys' patience, we'll all end up at the other end at the same time, probably.
I agree, man. I agree 100%. And I feel like we were able to help our community kind of understand what it takes in a sense, to reach those goals and to reach those levels. Because, look, we have 31 people listening in right now. We have, hundreds of people that listen in after the recordings are done on YouTube. We have a ton of people that ask questions in the chat. And this is starting to shape up and form to be a heavy hitter, real, organic, amazing community in the space. It's not those generic Telegram channels or community channels where you go in and everyone's just typing when moon, when Lambo, when rug, when this, when, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's not like those every other channel out there. This is actually a real community, and we're super proud of what we've been building here.
Hey, Neil. As you should be. So sorry to hear about your losses with the famine, but
thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank
Neil,
you.
can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you loud and clear.
Hey, Neil, this is 3D. Hey, with all of the stuff that was just said by Junkie, I just want to say a few words myself on who is Leo and what is the role of sentiment and convictions that bring you to us and how we learn from you. So this is some thoughts that I have. Everybody, a company or a venture or an organization, right, can be driven by visions or missions, right? And the discipline of the structured systems. But an individual that makes all that happen with their sentiments, right, and with their own convictions, an individual who has his own convictions to trust, right, and rely upon, and goes on to touch the lives of so many citizens of Shibadoge for the better, all in the part of 1 year. Such an individual who's fully convinced of their own sentiments, such an individual I would call Leo. You do an immaculate job, excellent job explaining, driven with sentiments and conviction. Amazing. We're all happy to see you week after week. Thank you. I mean, simple thank you would have been enough. I didn't have to say all this, but you were just, great. So thank you for giving us an opportunity to invest here in Shibadoge. Thank you.
Thank you, TD. And I haven't always been this way, man. But when you find your passion in life and when you find something that really clicks with you, it really does change you and bring the better out of yourself. And, I think this move into this space and this project and the people that we've met and interacted with really, really shaped me to be a better character myself too. And really embracing the job and title that comes with it too. And I try to do the best job that I possibly can because there are a lot of people, that are involved in this as well too. So I try to be the best version of myself for you guys, and I will continue to do that. Nothing really changes that. But yeah, man, I mean, you guys bring out the best in me, so I try to, share with you guys everything that we possibly can to benefit everybody involved too. So thank you, man. Thank you, TD. Appreciate the kind words. All right, guys. Hey, I gotta end it here just because I gotta get home. I gotta leave my office and get home and start getting ready for this stuff. So I think we ended it on a pretty good note. Look forward to a bunch of little mini AMAs throughout the week. Besides tomorrow. Tomorrow I may be a little bit inactive on the internet, so I may make some guest appearances here and there in the chat, but just expect me to be kind of inactive tomorrow just because I have a bunch of personal things that I'm going to be doing tomorrow. But let's keep our eyes open for all these announcements. Let's keep our eyes open for a bunch of things that are going to be coming out. And just, keep doing what we're doing and keep the number one thing that we've been killing it on lately is the Twitter and being able to kind of like, help promote the tweets that we put out and, like, comment, retweet, whatever. It really does help, and it really does put us on the map of new people, especially with these events that we're coming out with. This is when we need your support the most in order to get as much reach as possible. I mean, we're going to be doing our part and working with the marketing angles as best as we can. But if you guys really, really want to help, the number one way of doing so is supporting us on social media and helping us put the word out there. So yeah, guys, I mean, that's all we ask for, especially in this next 2 weeks. If you guys could be a little bit extra trigger happy on that like button, we definitely appreciate it. But yeah, we'll end it here as what's up, Max? Yeah.
Hey, sorry I'm joining a little bit late. I was in another meeting that took way longer than expected, but can you just give me a quick rundown on what you guys talked about for the event?
Well, what we just talked about for the event was we pretty much highlighted, you're echoing for me, Max, if you can, there you go. We pretty much highlighted the prizes. We didn't really say much of how the participation part of it comes just yet because I want to announce that throughout the week as we announce different events and different scenarios on how people could participate in this whole thing. So what we really did is just highlight the prizes, which would be, you know, not all of the prizes, but we highlighted the 500 quints that are up for grabs. There's over $35,000 worth of prizes. There's you know, ETH coins, tokens, and you know, all kinds of cool things that are in the prize pool. And you know, throughout the week, we'll be able to give people more of an idea on how they could participate. But if you want to drop something, you know, be my guest.
Yeah, I think I want to mention that this event is going to be the biggest event we do all year. We're slowly announcing one part at a time. So our plan is to announce 8 different parts for this event. The first one today was the fact that you could win up to 500 quint from this event. So that's just the first announcement. So imagine what's to come after that. So this event is going to be tremendously big for not just the community, but also for new people looking at the project. We expect that a ton of people are going to be discovering and paying attention to Shibadoge based off of this event that we're going to be doing. It's going to drive a ton of new eyeballs, and it's going to reward our current community. So it's going to be doing 2 of the most important things at the same time. So I want the community to pay close attention to this because you're definitely not going to want to miss this out. If anyone wins these prizes, we want it to be our community members, but also beyond the prizes, it's going to be an event that is going to be something that is going to be the best opportunity for you to be more involved in the project that we've done all year and that we're going to do this year. So that's just me trying to say things without giving away too much, because like I said, we want to release the announcements not all at once and space them out, because the event is going to be over a few days, and that's going to come this month. So we want to make sure that we pace out the announcements leading up to the event. So definitely be prepared for insanely bullish news. Be prepared to participate and to be rewarded for participating. And definitely make sure that as we're putting out these posts on Twitter, and as we also have these AMAs, that you tune in, because we want you guys to be the first ones that know, because we will want you guys to be the first ones to be a part of it. So please make sure you're also rating and shilling the tweets, because that's also going to make sure that it helps new potential communities discover the project and join in on the event. It's going to be a big catalyst for the project. So just wanted to touch on that, Leo. Just wanted to emphasize that.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, we talked about a lot of that in the beginning parts of the AMA, but I want you guys to know that we pretty much are the only project out there. Like, show me another one, prove me wrong, please. But we're the only project out there right now in these times that are doing things at this level, at this caliber. You know, these levels of giveaways, these levels of events, these levels of community give backs, right? Nobody is doing this type of stuff. Why are we doing it? Why are we dishing out all this money? Why are we dishing out all these rewards to people in a bear market? Why? It's because we are that confident in the future of our project and the growth potential of our project that it doesn't matter for me whether we're in a bear market or a bull market. We're gonna continue giving back to our community best as we can and creating a fun environment for you guys to be able to participate and be involved in. So, I mean, name me one project that's doing things on this level, and I'll be surprised. But everybody that I'm seeing is giving away $50 or $100 every month, and people are going wild about it. So, I mean, we're here telling you we're giving away $35,000+ every other week or month or whatever randomly, and you know, nobody can really compete.
That's a great point, Leo. And one thing I want to add on to that as well is the fact that one really great thing, just to give you guys some insight, is that we always talk about, oh, we're building in the background, we're building in the background, and with doing that in this market right now, the technology that we're building with, like, for example, the Shibadoge NFTs that are going to be coming really soon. We've been building that for almost 9 months. And at the beginning of the year, it was costing us 3 times more to build that rather than right now. It's costing us much less because everything in a bull market
Supply
is
and demand.
valued.
Yeah.
And when it comes to building in a bear market, you get a lot more value for your buck. So that's great for the community because we get to build more and do more. So a lot of these projects are really afraid to spend during these times, but what we're seeing is that we're getting a lot more output for our investment. So man, I don't know if you talked about the Shibadoge NFTs, Leo, on this AMA,
We did.
but
We did.
how bullish are you on that, man? How do you
Super
love
bullish, man.
things as much as I do?
Yeah. So let me give you a small, quick recap onto what we talked about. If you can, there you go. So we talked about the introduction of the EFT and how we want to kind of introduce it to the market and be the first project to kind of bring it to life. I compared it a little bit to CryptoPunks in a way because of us being the first to do it, and CryptoPunks being the first NFT to do it. That creates some sort of a status or a title, right? Obviously, like kind of backtracking and looking at CryptoPunks, a lot of their notoriety and a lot of their I don't want to say value, but a lot of their hype, let's call it, comes from them being the OG project, the first project to do it, right, in a sense. And I think us having that title of being able to introduce an EFT to the space and be able to kind of run into a whole dynamic aspect that we're bringing to the table that can come with a very nice title of us being the first to utilize it. And that comparison is something that I kind of get inspired by because it just shows that we're thinking outside of the box and we're being super creative with what we do and trying to revolutionize the space as much as we possibly can. And I'm crazy excited for the Shibadoge project because it is going to be pretty revolutionary. When I say project, I mean the NFT project. It is going to be very revolutionary in the space, and hopefully we could inspire a lot of other projects and creators to adopt that whole form of digital art in a sense. And we talked about how the equivables are going to be a very great marketing angle for us moving forward because we can approach bigger projects or different projects or newer projects in the space and kind of be like, hey, you guys have a cool hat, let's have a partnership and maybe we can add your hat as an equivable to to our project. It'll bring attention to your project, to your community, and we'll get attention from your community to our community. So it's a you scratch my back, I scratch your back type of deal, and it could really cause a lot of growth potential for the way that we market things moving forward.
I agree 100%. I'm most excited about that because it's going to open up so many avenues for us to grow our community and to market and grow the project. But based off, I know on Friday we saw some mock-ups of pretty much exactly how the user interface and user experience is going to be for the community when breeding their NFTs. And we're also pretty much close to finalizing the final art as well. So I don't know, me personally, seeing that whole user experience, seeing that front end and how the community is going to go from start of like creating their NFT to the end of minting it, and that whole process and how fun that is and how unique it is. I think once once the space sees that, people are gonna be shocked
Yeah, they're gonna
at
love
what
it.
we've
They're gonna
been
love it.
able to achieve, and I think the community is gonna be loving what we've been building.
Yeah, I was telling the community that we're hoping to have another AMA fully focused on just the Shibadoge NFT project and give some previews on all the features and even some sneak peeks on the art, because I know a lot of people that are very excited to see that. So we're planning on doing that. Probably need a couple more weeks in order to kind of get everything in order for that, and we'll host a very big AMA, kind of showcasing a lot of things and highlighting some of the things that we talked about in the previous AMA too. So yeah, I mean, we're super excited, and then we're also super excited to do the same thing for the Burn project in the coming weeks too. We're after all of this stuff that we're working on very attentively right now is all said and done with, I will prepare a extremely beneficial AMA for the Burn project, and we'll be able to kind of break down what to expect out of the future for Burn as well moving forward. So super excited with all the great things we have coming to the whole ecosystem, and just yeah, I mean, we're progressing in a pace that I'm very comfortable with. We're not moving too fast. We're not moving too slow. We're going at the perfect pace, and just creating a lot of organic adoption, and I'm just extremely happy with where we're at.
Yeah, and not only is the pace right, but it's about doing things the right way. We could have released the Shiba Doge NFTs 6 months ago, but it wouldn't even be 10% of as special as it is right now. It wouldn't have the features that what make the project special. It wouldn't have the love and care that has been put into it from the team. It wouldn't set the project apart from everything else in the space. So that's something that was really important for us to be okay with, the fact that we might not release it right away and get the maximum hype off of it, but we believe that if we do take our time and do it right and release it, that hype is going to come over time rather than all at just launch. So
Yeah,
it's much more
organic,
sustainable success and growth. And then one thing also, Leo, I know you had to go, but I'm just so excited. Did you talk about the last few people who burned their burn cards and what they got out of it?
No, we didn't. I think we talked about this in the last AMA on Telegram, but give you guys an update. So remember how we announced that the burn cards are staggered on the rewards now? Whenever somebody incinerates a burn card, more tokens are added and distributed to the people who still currently own a burn card. So we actually saw that live in action working, and the last person, I don't remember the exact number, Max, maybe you have it in front of you, or maybe you remember, but the last person who burned their burn card got a significant amount of tokens rewarded on top of it. So that ripple effect continues to go. As that last burn card was incinerated, the rewards for the remaining burn cards got a nice little juicy boost to it now, and that will continue to happen over time. And over time, as we roll out the new plan and the new idea and the direction of what the burn project is going to be doing, in the next few weeks, couple of months, we should be in a pretty good spot to talk about a lot more about the burn project and what to expect out of it. I think these burn card NFTs are going to be a OG staple collectible that the community is going to be very proud to have. The people who do have a burn card are going to actually value their burn cards differently just because of the scarcity of them. I'm kind of convinced that a lot of people who own the burn cards right now don't understand how rare it is to own a burn card and how much more rare it becomes over time as the supply keeps getting less and less. So I think burn cards are going to be a OG item that is literally unobtainable. You can't get one anymore unless you buy it off somebody. And good luck, right? Good luck.
Yeah, and on top of that, not only the deflationary aspect of it increasing rarity, but the value increasing over time. Because, like you said, every time a burn card is incinerated, the next burn card that's incinerated gets more tokens. So, with the supply decreasing, the amount of tokens allocated to the burn cards increases. So, for example, when we first launched the burn cards, on day one, if you burned your burn card, you would receive 150 million burn tokens. But up to a week ago, the last person who burnt a burn card received 235 million burn tokens. So just by holding the card for, let's say it's been 6 months or so, he received an extra 60% of his bag, an extra 60% more in tokens, which is crazy. So think about it. Over time, these burn cards are going to increase in value for two reasons. Number one, you get a higher token allocation, and number two, there's less burn cards that exist because people are burning their burn cards. So less supply, higher value. You just tell me what you think is going to happen. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's a recipe for something good.
Yeah,
and I mean, guys, don't sleep on burn. I always say it, but don't sleep on it, guys. I know it's been radio silent for whatever amount of time that it's been radio silent, but that's only because we've been actually restructuring the way that we want to move forward with burn. And I think you guys are going to be extremely happy with what we have to say when we come out to make a presentation on the direction of where burn is headed. And with the amount of resources and the amount of support that burn has, it's very, very capable of supporting the direction that we want to take it. And it being already a proven project in the space for quite an amount of time since April really brings a lot of legitimacy to it, and will be one of the better selling points when we actually move forward into the next phase of what we want to do with it, right? So it wouldn't be like extremely new launch, stealth launch, or anything like that, right? It's like it's a project that exists. You guys know about it. You guys know to expect something out of it as far as development goes and as far as notoriety goes. So I'm telling you guys right now, we do have plans for what we want to do with the future of burn, and we do want to do something great for it, and we want to revolutionize that part of our ecosystem as well too. So just telling you guys, don't sleep on it, keep your eyes on it, and you guys will be happy with what you see.
Yes, sir. Leo, I know you had to go, so if you want to head out, that's fine. I'm gonna hang out here with the community a bit, chill, talk.
Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, I gotta go do that viewing thing, and then just a couple unfortunate family events that I have to attend. But I think we had a great AMA so far with everybody. And I talked about how we're going to do a bunch of mini AMAs throughout the week too. And yeah, I think we're going to have a lot of fun this week and the next week following that. And we're just going to end the year off in an extremely bullish way, and leave 2022 in the history books, and continue to work hard in 2023 and make this a mainstream project. Try to take this mainstream and try to penetrate the global audience. However way we can. And as long as we're bringing productivity to the space, and as long as we're spreading positivity to the community, I think we're in line to meet those goals.
I couldn't agree more. And you said the next few weeks are going to be fun, but I would say the next few weeks are going to be bullish. So
I agree. That's fun.
Go.
That's another one. All right, guys. Hey, I'm gonna sign off here. So thank you all for joining with me. Max is gonna stick around. He said a little bit longer, but I'll give you guys my punchline anyway as I take off. If you miss Doge, that sucks. If you miss Shiba, that also sucks. If you miss Shiba Doge, and everything else that we talked about in today's AMA and the last 300 plus AMAs that we've had, then you suck. So peace. Later, guys.
How's everyone doing? Roof, how are you?
Hey Max, good man.
Hey Max, happy to see you here. I already have the first marketing related question for you.
I can't wait to hear it, Fahad.
Actually, I got this question today from listening to people in the VC. We were talking about the new launched website, and someone had a very small little ambiguity between real Shibadoge.com or Shibadoge.com, because we were talking about the dashboard and all the new features. So, are they both owned by you guys, or one is redirecting to the other one?
Yeah, we own, good question. We own both. So let me pull it up right now. So realshibadoge.com and shibadoge.com direct to the same website that's owned by us. So whether you go to shibadoge.com or realshibadoge.com, they're both us. So we're actually going to be updating it soon where Real Shiba Doge redirects to Shiba Doge automatically. But as of right now, they're two separate domains, but they're both owned by us.
So for newcomers or new members joining the family, we can tell them shibadoge.com. Just go to the website and you see everything there, right?
Yep, correct.
Super.
Sounds good. Thanks for the heads up. How's everyone else been?
I just want to say something.
Yes, sir.
I can handle Leo in here getting us bullish news and stuff, and then when you come up in here, jump up in here and give us more bullish news, then I start looking sideways. Like I don't figure out what I'm doing next, because I haven't figured out when Leo was talking.
All of us, Junkie, not only you. I swear to God, not only you, Junkie.
Just know when I'm in here, I'm gonna drop a bomb. So this event we're putting together, we've been putting the pieces together for the past month, and I think that it's going to result in some big things for the project. So that's why I'm so happy to be talking about it, because there's so many moving parts to it that I think is gonna make every kind of community member in the project happy. And what I mean by that is whether you're a whale, whether you have $1 invested in the project or $100,000, there's something for each of you. So that was something that for this event, we wanted to make sure that we gave an opportunity to reward all ranges of the community. So that I'm extremely excited to announce the new parts of it over the coming days as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to hear everything that's going on. It's always nice. But now I'm more confused than I was before I got in this AMA. I mean, I've been holding some money, waiting to do some stuff, and now I'm trying to figure out which way I'm headed. So I know I'll head that way.
Yeah, I would tell you, wait and to hear these announcements this week before you make any choices, because I think you'll get your answer very quickly by just listening to the things that we announced this week.
Yeah, I kind of like to read between the lines and listen to everything that's going on and make a good judgment, and wait it out a little bit, give it time. So yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, thanks for everything that you guys release.
You guys want to talk about some of the stuff that's going on in the space? Maybe some FTX, maybe some Elon Twitter stuff. Anything in particular, anything, I'm down to talk.
Much.
The $8 charge?
Yeah, you know, Elon.
Of the verification, you mean?
Yeah, the blue check mark. Yeah.
I think it's pretty funny because people were abusing it right away. So people were acting like they were big companies and making really outrageous statements, and people were thinking that those companies were the actual, well, those people were the actual companies when they weren't. So people started panicking and selling the stocks of those companies, and it started dipping.
Oh,
That was pretty crazy to see. They were imitating like President Biden and so on. Everything Elon does is a damn meme. You can bet on one thing: when Elon releases something, it's going to be entertaining, that's for sure. I think right now it's
yeah.
a little bit too early to say of what if the $8 verification is a good idea or a bad idea. I think eventually they're going to figure it out. I also think that um, I love that Elon is trying new and outrageous things. I think that's what's made our project successful. That's what's made a lot of projects like Dogecoin and Shiba successful. It's been doing really creative things that no one else has ever done in the past. And you might break a few things here and there through that process, but eventually you're going to do something great. So I think that's an example of the $8 verification. I think that we're going to see more stuff that he does that might make us scratch our head, but eventually he's going to figure it out.
Um, Max, on a very high level, very, very high level when it comes to exchanges, do you see a domino effect for some big names falling apart when it comes to exchanges?
I hope not, just because I feel so bad for the people who are losing their money in these exchanges. Because sure, the exchanges and the big investors in them are losing a lot of money, but the people who are really being hurt the most are the regular people like you and I, who don't have hundreds of millions of dollars to invest in these companies. So people invest a large portion of their funds in these exchanges, and then they end up losing it. And unfortunately, I've heard some really sad stories about people who have went through that over the past week, a couple weeks. um, I hope that it doesn't continue to happen, but honestly, man, if I'm being honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a few more over the coming months. I wouldn't be surprised at all. So it all depends on how you look at it. Really, you can look at it in a positive light or a negative light. And as messed up as that sounds, you can look at it as, okay, this is gonna drive some impact to the market, and I need to be prepared to take advantage of it. Or just stay on the sidelines. But regardless of whatever you do, just this should be a clear wake up call to people to move their money into cold wallets. Make sure your funds are safe. Make sure you have your money in a place where no one, regardless of whatever happens, it's safe. That's the number one most important thing. And that's why one of the first YouTube videos we released was all about hardware wallets, because like that's like step one when getting into crypto. Like you need to understand wallets, and you need to understand wallet security, and you need to make sure you do that, because if you don't, you put yourself at huge risk, and the last thing you want to do is lose your funds. I think that there's a few really important topics that the space needs to really start to focus on, and hardware wallets and fund security is definitely up there as number one. But yeah, I went on a ramble. I do think there might be more, but who knows? No, I don't think anyone really expected FTX to go down the way they did. So, man, anything is possible.
Hey Max, do you think Binance is trying to be like to replace banks in the crypto space by being too small in the biggest exchange?
Are they trying to replace banks? I'm not sure. What I do think they are doing is trying to eliminate competition. I think that with FTX falling, it does probably, actually, I wouldn't say it does more good than harm to them, but if you look at it holistically, obviously FTX was the biggest threat to Binance. They were the second biggest exchange. So by FTX failing, it puts Binance in a stronger position. So it's crazy because we need to pay attention at what's happening at the top. These exchanges, these powerful people are playing a game at the top that's coming and affecting the people at the bottom. So I don't know if they're trying to replace banks. Maybe that's a vision they have. How realistic is it? I don't know. I think they have a different vision than replacing banks. But I do think that they're probably not too upset by FTX failing the way it did.
Talib,
Because
just
now
a question.
Binance. Go ahead, John.
Max, just a question. So we're all here in the community try to figure out, how to get ETH, what we need to do, etc. So my question on the announcement, will it be targeted to all the ecosystem, which includes Burn Card, Burn, Shibadoge, or NFTs?
No, it won't be towards the entire ecosystem. It'll only be towards one part of the ecosystem.
And you won't tell us. I tried.
I mean, I'm
Jaleb,
already telling you a lot with that.
Jaleb, ask Max specific questions. I'm telling you, he will never hesitate to answer your straightforward questions. Once you go extremely wide, he will answer with a wide answer. I'm telling you.
So okay, thank you, Fahad. So Max, I'll be specific. Will the whatever coming up be targeted at Shibadoge and Burn?
I plead the fifth. No comment.
Fahad, that didn't work.
No, you wasted your opportunity. Your
All right,
mistake, not
Fahad, you
his.
go. Let me see.
You guys missed the part where you're supposed to read between the lines.
Max, to be honest with you, it was obvious to me from whatever was mentioned in the AMA. We are stopping the NFT of Shiba Doge ecosystem, so it's going toward the token, to the Shiba Doge token. So
If you pay attention to the Twitter post, like Crypto Junkie said, read it in between the lines, you'll see that a big part of the giveaway is also Shiba Doge token. So I don't know, maybe something, maybe nothing. Just pay attention.
Trying to divert attention from the sleeping giant, so we know.
The sleeping giants have came out of hibernation.
Did I hear that correctly, Max? You said giants, so you're referring to both. Is that correct?
Good ear. Good ear.
Sheesh, guys. I think you heard
Hey,
that right.
I'm just simply asking, making sure that everybody gets enough opportunity to load up their bay and be ready.
Same. No, but like Leo said, we're gonna be releasing up a lot for Burn really quickly too. So we've been working on that as well. So we plan to do events that are gonna be more centric around Burn as well.
prepare your ETH, Jaleb. Prepare your ETH.
Yeah, so Max, let me kind of ask you this. I mean, I was in the project earlier, but just asking. Given everything that have happened over the last month, etc., I kind of see, the logic in terms of why you guys at a percentage towards Max Wallet. Can you help, expand on that a little more? That when you guys envision the Shibadoge and the burn, why you guys created it, where the Max Wallet in certain contexts, in my view, even if they do what they're doing, they won't dump the chart so much. But what were you guys thinking when you put the Max Wallet as a percentage of total supply for both Shibadoge and burn?
That's an amazing question. Great question. So if you look at FTX's downfall, all that it took for FTX to crumble was Binance dumping the token. Binance had a large position, I believe. I don't know exactly how big their wallet was, but it was big. And literally just Binance themselves dumping the token was enough to cause the project, the community to panic and people to start running around. Rightfully so, don't get me wrong, because obviously FTX was doing everything they were doing, rightfully so. But just the fact that the idea that any one person can dictate so much of the project was scary to us. Um, Really, you don't want anyone having that much power over a project. So that was something that was very, very, very important in the beginning. Two things that we did. It was the Max wallet and it was the Max buy in the beginning. We didn't want people to be able to buy a Max wallet right away when the contract was deployed, and we didn't want bots to come in and be able to snipe the contract to grab a big wallet right away, because they're always the first ones that get in, because they're quicker than any of you or I are. So we had to do all of that to make sure that we could be in this position today. If we didn't do those things, I promise you, Shibadoge wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't have as many community members as we do, and we probably wouldn't even be alive right now, because so many people would have abused the project and would have went down the drain. So when it comes to a Max wallet, think about that for a second. The biggest wallet is 1%, and um, there are very few wallets that have anything close to that. So that is something that's so important about this project. It's a testament to how obviously anything can still happen, but compared to those other projects, how much, I don't want to really use this word, but I will use it because I'm struggling to find another one, but safer in a sense. And obviously I'm not saying that makes the project 100% safe. That's not financial advice or anything. I'm just saying that when you don't have a Max wallet, any holder can hold a large amount of a position and completely dump the token right away. Whereas when you have a 1% Max wallet, the most that can be dumped right away is 1%. So obviously there's a lot less volatility that way. So we knew that coming into this. We've seen it with so many different projects get ruined by it, and I see projects launch every day where there are large wallets, there are no Max wallets, and eventually you know where that project is going to go. The only hope you have in that case is being able to get out before that large wallet does. So Max wallets are tremendously important to the long-term sustainability of a project. And man, if a project like FTX can pretty much get ruined by one wallet dumping like that, think about other projects. So we saw Binance dump their tokens, and that was crazy. That was crazy. So Max wallets are really important.
question, but I'll let other community member ask first, and then if not, I have one more question for you, Max.
Sorry, did you ask something? I didn't hear you.
No, I said I have another question, but I'll let Ruth look if there's others with questions first, and then if not, then I'll ask. It ties to the same thing around sustainability, Max. You've been in this space. You see sometimes people jump in our Telegram, talk about zero tax, zero tax, zero tax. Going back within the same context as I asked within the Max wallet, why did you guys structure our taxes that way? And I know why, but I'd like you guys to explain why did you structure the taxes that way rather than launch a zero tax token or a negligible tax token?
Zero tax tokens in the beginning are not in the best interests of the community. They may sound great in the beginning because it's like, okay, there's zero tax, so it doesn't cost you anything to purchase the token, which on surface level sounds great, but on the back end, it's a bad idea in the beginning, and I'll explain why. So first thing is when there's 0% tax, our tokenomics are 5% reflections, 5% liquidity pool, and 5% marketing. So here's why this is bad when it comes to the project not having these taxes. First off, if you have 0% tax and you're not earning any marketing dollars, how could you ever market and grow the project? Well, I'll tell you how. The developers of the token are going to need to sell off the token and dump on their own community to raise funds to do things for the project. So they're going to have to dump tokens to be able to spend on marketing, spend on development, hire team members, etc., which is not in the best interest of the community. So by paying a 5% tax, you are sure in the short term losing out a bit, but on the long term, you're losing out on a lot because you're basically getting bitten in the ass by not paying a tax. That's the first thing. Second thing is when there's no money, that 5% tax that goes to the liquidity pool is further ensuring that the project is safer. Sorry, not safer, the wrong word. It's a lot more stable. And what I mean by that is the more money in the liquidity pool, the less volatile the chart is. So sure, you're paying 5% that goes to the liquidity pool, but so is everyone else. And what does that mean? That means if anything does happen, let's say a whale dumps or the devs have to take sell to pay for a certain part of the project, which we don't because we already have our tokenomics set up that fund that. But I'm talking about other projects. When all of those things are done, when there's no money going into the liquidity pool, here's what happens. The chart pumps, the chart dumps very quickly, very hurtfully. It happens in a very treacherous way because the same way that money came in, it's going to go out the same way. And there's just so much volatility that way. And we didn't want to do that. Third reason is the 5% reflections. So what's so special about having 0% tax? Okay, as an investor, you really have to hope that the project goes up in value. And that's your one way of having your win. But when it comes to 5% reflections, just by holding, you're growing your position. So when the price of the coin does go up, the token, when the price does go up, you had an incentive to hold for that time and you were rewarded for doing that. So that's the third thing. Another thing is when you have 0% tax, people aren't really connected to the project. if anything goes on, any little thing, any little tiny thing, they can just easily go out the same way they just came in. So 0% taxes in the beginning are very dangerous, in my opinion. And by having the tokenomics that we have, it's very healthy for the community. Again, in my opinion, I told you why I think that, and you make the judgment yourself. And over time, as the project grows, things can change. But in the beginning, it's very, very crucial to be able to secure the community, to be able to make sure that the project grows in a healthy way so it can be sustainable. A lot of these zero tax tokens are unsustainable. Think about another thing. If people don't have an incentive to hold, what's the incentive of being a part of that project? Eventually, there's the developers run out of motivation or incentive, because it's not easy to run these projects. It's not easy to run these tokens. It takes a tremendous amount of investment. So if you're not able to raise funds in a healthy way instead of dumping on your community, how are you going to support that? It's not sustainable. So that's why we chose the tokenomics that we did. People like to say a lot of things about it, but the same people who say that have never achieved what we've achieved. They haven't stuck around for as long as we have. They haven't built the things we have. They haven't gotten to the places we've gotten. I'm tremendously proud of what we achieved with Shibadoge. Whether you bought in at the top, at the bottom, at the middle, it doesn't matter. What matters is that we're still here, we're continuing to build, and the reason why we're able to do that is because we've built this project in a way that it can be sustainable and long-standing. So a lot of people are easy to judge, easy to talk, but those people haven't achieved what we've achieved. So that's my take on that.
Only 100, Roof. Only 100. He made me shake. I want to agree for 1 billion.
Yeah, Fahad, were you saying something?
I wanted to ask something, but I don't know about Valentine's. Happens once or twice a year. Will we have another Valentine this year?
It happens once a year. I mean, in the US, it happens once a year in February.
But we are not from the US. So maybe another Valentine come from another place in the world.
It could be. Is there any reason why specifically you're referring to Valentine's Day?
I liked one of the best events happened in Valentine.
Are you talking about for Shibadoge?
Yes, sir.
Which event are you referring to?
I'll double check my dates so I don't refer to something by mistake. Depends on the mood of my wife. Sometimes she gives me Valentine every day, and sometimes she gives me totally different days. So I cannot.
Every day's a holiday. Every day.
Not anymore, Junkie. With 2 kids, young and hyper like mine, man, it's not that easy.
Oh, I agree, man. It takes a community to get stuff done like that. Yeah.
Fahad, You usually have a bunch of questions to ask me. Today you only asked me once. I gave you time to get your questions prepared. What's going on, man? Are you forgetting about me?
Not really, Max, but some of the guys knew that I was extremely sick for a few days, and today was the first day I could eat or speak or hold my mobile in my hand. So, yeah.
Well, hopefully you feel better, bro. And thanks for hanging out with us even when you're sick.
It's becoming an addiction, Max. And me and some of the guys thought about future business plans or ideas. So, Jalif, you need to step up here, Junkie, as well, because we decided to build Shibadoge Rehab. Apparently, we became extremely addicted. So we will spend some of the millions we are making to have this rehab once we move.
Maybe we could start a support group. I don't know.
Let me add it to the list.
Yeah. You
This is not a might. This is not a might, Max. This is not a might. We're gonna need a Shibadoge rehab center. We're serious.
Man, you guys are too much.
Okay, Max, I read today in some of the discussions, people were saying in the breeding, it will be matched ranking breeding. Is this true, or we will be able to breed different rankings?
You will be able to breed different rankings, but ranking is gonna play a part in rarity.
Yeah, but we still able to breed private to a surgeons or something like that.
Yeah, you can breed a private to a 1 of 1 if you want to.
Super.
Can I breed with a Board 8?
No, it needs to be a Dojo Shiba army. But imagine what happens when you breed a 1 of 1 with a 1 of 1.
Oh man.
Here, Max. Ones, and I'll let you know what happens. Deal?
What was that?
Here, you send me 2 1 of 1. See what happens. Everyone know what happened.
I don't even have one, man.
Jeez.
I think there was someone in here the other day asking if anyone was selling a 1 of 1. So seems like someone's trying to get that pair.
I think that might get Elon's attention.
So I have a question. I was wondering before, and I never asked about the 1 of 1s. Will there be 1 of 1s? And I think the answer is obvious now. Will there be 1 of 1s in the Shiba army ecosystem?
You mean the Shiba Doge?
The Shibadoge, yeah. I think what I'm hearing is that there won't be unless you breed a 1 of 1.
So there will be rare versions of the NFTs, and there could be 1 of 1s. Don't you wish?
So is breeding 2 1 of 1s the only way to get a 1 of 1?
I can't confirm that right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Max, with no financial advice, with no any dev related info, I'm just asking you as a personal taste when it comes to the ecosystem, which element moves you the most?
That I can't really answer that question, man. they're all obviously so important to me because I've played a part in building them. So I can't, like, I'm personally so emotionally invested into every one of them that it wouldn't be fair for me to say I prefer one over the other. I think they're all special in their own way, and I'm invested in every one of them. So I just believe in the brand overall, which is Shibadoge Labs, and everything that falls within it, I believe in the same amount. So it's not like I'm gonna prefer, like, let's say, Burn to Shibadoge or anything. They all play their part. So I don't think I could really answer that question, to be honest.
I totally understand. I totally
Fahad,
understand.
let me put it this way. You have 2 kids. It's like me asking you which one of your kids do you like more?
Yo,
Yeah.
So tell me, Fahad, which one?
To be honest, in the morning I love the other one more, and the afternoon I change my mind and I feel like I love the other one more. So I can never decide which one I love more.
Same, man. Sometimes I like one more than the other, but I can't decide.
Definitely. Let me take you to this tournament, which made all of us excited and hyped and busy voting or following the votes. We had little bit of not argument but discussions between us as community members. Some of us thought we need to win and we must win. Others came with a totally different point of view that it is okay or recommended in their point of view to let others win so they enjoy the tournament and get to know our ecosystem more than us who knows the ecosystem totally inside and out. What do you think about it? If I do want to ask if you have a say, but I want, how can I say it in a nice way? Would you prefer one of our projects win the tournament, or it will be more appealing from marketing point of view, having an outsider wins the pen prize?
That's a good question, and honestly, I haven't really thought about that. Let me think. They both have their pros and cons. It really
Exactly.
depends. I think it really depends on which community wins. Yeah, I think that if, let's say, a community wins who really doesn't really care about a project like ours, then it's obviously less valuable. So it really depends on which community would win other than us.
Roof, which point of view you were with? Us, we need to win, or you accepting the other way around? Take care, Roof. I will fire back. I'm joking. No, just joking.
There's a lot of hungry communities out there, man. They're hungry to win this money. They're hungry to get in part of this, what we got going on up in here. You know, they're hungry. So they're going to be voting.
And it shows in the comments on Twitter. The engagement is unbelievable. It's really got a lot of people's attention. Hats off to Max and the rest of the team.
Yeah, and it also leads in with the next event that we're about to release. So the whole thing about that was like to get all those community eyes on us and then do another really big event right after that, that really gets them excited to be a part of our community. So yeah, it's this next event is going to be a really, really impactful one for the project.
And I thought Max is not the torturing type of dev. Look at him, guys. He's torturing us by giving us very small hints about next steps and not in
I know, dude.
much
I'm so
details.
confused, man. I'm like a monkey doing a math problem right now.
Just know it's going to be something good. That's what matters. It's going to be something really important.
I'll work it out. It's all good.
Let me ask you guys a question. If you wanted to see us give a certain thing back to the community, like for example, today we announced that you can win up to 500 quint in Shibadoge. What's some other stuff you guys would like to win?
I'll stick my neck out there for everybody without asking everybody before I do it.
Yeah, what would it be?
I remember back in the day, you gave out some stuff to the admins and stuff that were in here holding it together. Not saying that I do very much anymore, and I'm not asking for anything, but I remember you guys gave us some free NFTs or something just to show support for the admin group. Everybody that's like always in there helping out. I'm not as much as I used to, but I do remember that being very bullish for the people that were helping out.
So basically free NFTs.
No. I'm not free NFTs at all. No. Just
Tokens. I will post tokens.
Sorry,
I think they're talking about burn.
yeah. Bake some burn, yeah.
Who is?
Junkie is.
Junkie, you want the burn card NFT?
Yeah. Like burn token, yeah. I'm a junkie, man.
Got you.
Oh, this me, nobody. I would like more Shibadoge tokens.
Let me ask you guys another question. Actually, is there anyone else who wanted to say anything about that?
I just want to say one thing, Max, and I'm being extremely honest. I'm not bluffing any words. I'll talk about myself. I'm here since January. Every passing month, I get more and more totally blindly convinced about the tokens, be at Shibadoge or Burn. Because I see the value and I see how we are growing in the middle of the worst bear market than bull run. So if we are doing everything we are doing now during these tough times, I always tell the guys, imagine the possibilities once we are in a bull run. So tokens will always have a huge likability. If you want to spice it up, one extreme crazy gift like a burn card would be the dream of everyone. Imagine if it's one of one NFT as well. These two things will be the talk of town.
Okay. Well, good news for you is that there is going to be more big giveaway prizes announced in the coming days, but I can't confirm yet exactly what it is. Is it NFTs? Is it ETH? What is it? You're going to have to wait and see in the coming days, but I think the community is going to be really excited about the things that we're going to be giving away. I mean, 500 quint in Shibadoge is way more valuable than a burn card right now or any of those things. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of big prizes. I don't want to undermine what we've announced so far.
Well, a little bit now is going to be a lot a bit later, right?
Hey,
Max,
Max,
Yeah, exactly.
I sent you a DM that I had about like what happened between the staking season. So I would love like when you have time, you take a look.
Yeah, no, buddy. I joined the VC late. I was in the meeting the whole day, so I'll check it out and I'll get back to you.
so Max, let me ask you this. Now we will have 8 big announcements. Are they going to be short events, or each one of them will take enough time? So I don't know.
Each one of the events are going to be all together. So it's going to be one really big event, and it's going to be 8 really big announcements about that event. So it's going to be one event, and just one event that's like the biggest and craziest event we've done yet.
Super amazing, and it will be not 1 or 2 days, right? So we'll get enough time to participate.
It'll definitely be more than 1 day,
Super,
but it won't be too
super.
long.
Yeah, okay. Sorry,
That's
Ru?
why I was saying it's so important for you guys to keep up with the things we're announcing over the next 1 to 2 weeks, because you're not going to want to miss it.
I'm traveling tomorrow. I'm traveling after 5 hours, Ru. So expect something. Yeah.
What time are you traveling, Fahad, so I make sure we launch you when you're traveling?
No, Max, this started as a joke. Let me tell you this. This started as a joke between me, Junkie, and me, Junkie, Rove, and Jalem. And every time I travel for work, they manage to find something extremely interesting for them, and a deal that no one can believe. So they always, when they want to buy something, they ask me to travel.
That's true.
That's hilarious.
Hey, but take your time, because I told Fahad when we hit $1 billion market cap, I would buy him a Hummer.
That's nice of you.
Because because of all the NFTs he bought for peanuts, so he will be damn rich.
That's wow. We have the best community. Can you buy me like 69 Dogecoin?
I'm gonna be broke after that, but maybe.
But guys, seriously, from what I understood from Max now, that we need to be ready. Maybe it takes 1 2 weeks to announce all the 8 big announcements, but then when the right time comes, we have to be ready, and we don't let it go all for outsiders. We need piece of the cake, guys.
Yeah, the event's not going to be open for too long. It's going to be gone pretty quickly, so you definitely don't want to miss out on it.
Just for clarity, this is Jalil. The announcements start on the 19th. So whatever we're doing, we need to be ready for the 19th, not trying to get ready on the 19th.
No, so initially we were going to announce things starting on the 19th, but today we made the first announcement. Today is the 14th. We decided
Man, you're killing us.
move it up a little bit sooner, just because we wanted to get some more time to make more announcements. But 19th is not going to be the event itself. By the 19th, we'll announce half of the announcements.
DCA.
But it's good for you guys. It's good for you because it gives us time to announce more for you. So we're just going to be giving back more to you the more time we have to talk about it.
So July in Fahad was DCA. Just do it like you do it.
In Crypto Junkie is just how to go sell something and get the ETH.
Can you recap what today's announcement actually was?
Yeah, that we're going to be hosting an event, a big event this month, and that part of that event, anyone who participates is going to have the chance to win prizes up to $35,000 in value, including a chance to win 500 quint of Shibadoge tokens.
Which will cost more than 35,000 if you want to buy them in Uniswap, right?
It probably is. I haven't checked, but it's around there. I think maybe it's 25 to 30, probably 30,000 with slippage. So if you win that prize, you're gonna win $30,000 in Shiba Doge. How crazy is that?
And the bottom of the price, with slightest movement, it will be over 100K.
With the bottom of the price? What do you mean?
I mean, currently we are in our lowest part of the chart when it comes to Shiba Doge. Yeah, so it worth actually more than that for whoever will keep it for a couple of months. That's all.
Let's just say 500 quint a few months ago was worth, I'll tell you right now, hold on. It was worth about $400,000 a few months ago. So, yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
That's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even really think about that. We might have to decrease that price. Thanks, Fahad.
Not anymore. It's announced over there.
Fahad, come on, Fahad.
Roof, this is my way of manifesting. So now when I know the value, I'll keep praying to win it.
Fahad, if I'm not mistaken, you won one of the last events, so geez.
You know what I do when I want to participate, Max? I literally, and I'm telling everyone this, I handle it as a business case. How much I'm going to spend, what is the possibilities, how many chances I get by doing this and that. And once you put your mind into it, you will do it.
That's very true. That's a good way to look at it for sure. I think exactly that's how business overall is, right? Risk and reward. Is the risk worth the reward?
And people sleep into rewards without by taxes. So they always think, okay, I'll spend 1 ETH, I'll get this amount of coins. However, if you spend a little bit more, you will get more tokens without the tax. So they need to move their ETH a bit and they will earn big amount of money.
So Fahad, I guess you're going to participate in the event?
With no question. With no question.
Absolutely. That's how
You know what Leo says, if you miss Shiba, you suck. If you miss Doge, you suck. But if you miss this event, you really suck.
Yeah.
There's no helping you at that point.
Fahad's on the cover, man. Does everything on the cover. It's lies.
There he is. If you guys have any more questions, let me know. I'm going to head out in a few minutes.
We missed you. We know how busy you are. We get extremely happy when you are busy, but also a little bit sad for missing you around. Thank you for spending the time to be with us, Max. We really, really appreciate it. I know everyone does the same.
Of course, always, man.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
be in
Thank
here
you.
over the next couple weeks more.
Where is Alex, Max?
He's in the office next door to me working with the tech team right now.
We miss him a lot, man. We haven't heard from him for about think 1.5 months now.
I'll tell him you guys miss him, so he jumps in.
So Max, just a question. Are you guys gonna do like a demo for us on the breeding for us to kind of see how it works, what the concept looks like?
Yep, good question. So we're definitely gonna do a demo. We're gonna do a demo pre-launch. We're gonna do a demo on launch. We're gonna try to release as much documentation as possible. But before we even launch it, we're definitely gonna do a demo for you guys to know exactly how everything works. So once it's out, you're comfortable with every part of it. Alrighty, guys. Well, I had a bunch of fun talking to you guys. Appreciate you hanging out and spending time with me and asking some great questions. I'm gonna get going right now, but I'll be back again. And if you guys have any other questions or want to get questions prepared, feel free. I'll be in here. So thanks again for hanging out, and I'll talk to you all soon.
Thank you too, Max.
Take care. Bye. No, I thought so.
Are we still on YouTube?